Morning. Brilliant work again yesterday on your addition of these fractions. You are definitely becoming more confident with it. Again, we're taking it to the next level today with, as you can see, adding mixed numbers. Now we're going to look at two examples because once you grasp it in one way, it's fairly straightforward. And obviously, if at any point you want to pause the video, have a go at it yourself before I go through it to see if you can do it independently, then feel free to. So this question here, we have 1 1/4 plus 2 2/7. Now, where the potential difficulty will come is the fact that we have these whole numbers. But for the moment, we're just going to ignore those and just concentrate on this quarter plus 2/7. Okay? And as if we were doing this normally, a quarter plus 2/7, we need a common denominator. So we can do that by doing our 4 times table. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Do our 7s as well. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. And there we can see that 28 becomes our common multiple, therefore our common denominator, which we also know is as a result of 4 multiplied by 7. So we have 28, and therefore we consider what we would normally. How many quarters go to make these 28s? Well, we do 4 multiplied by 7, and the rule is whatever you do to the denominator, you do to the numerator. So 1 multiplied by 7 is 7. We do the same over here. Well, 7 multiplied by 4 gives us 28, so we have to multiply the numerator by 4. So that is 2 times 4 is 8. So if we do this as 7 28 add 8 28, okay, that gives us 15 28. But what we have to remember is we've got this 1 and this 2. So in theory, we've got 1 add 2 add 15 28. Well, what we can do here is we can do 1 add 2, because they're our whole numbers, which give us 3, and then our 15 28 acts as our fraction. So our mixed number of the addition of these two mixed numbers is 3 and 15 28. So the only thing you've got to remember, in different to what you've done before, is that you have these whole numbers you also have to add. Let's have a look at this example again. If you want to give it a go by yourself, pause the video. If not, obviously just carry on watching. So we've got 2 4/5 plus 5 2/3. Now what we need to do here again is common denominator. So 5, 10, 15, 20, and we go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Well, look, we know we've got 15 here. That is our common denominator. So we've got 15ths here. So now we look at our 4/5. What do we do to our 4/5 to get to 15? Well, we multiply by 3. So 5 multiplied by 3 is 15. Therefore, whatever we do to the denominator, we do to the numerator. So 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. We then look at what we have to do to these thirds to get them to 15. Well, 3 multiplied by 5 gives us 15. So whatever we do to the denominator, we do to the numerator. So 2 multiplied by 5 is 10. So now we do 12 15ths plus 10 15ths, which equals 22 15ths. Now the difference from last time is you can see that with 22 15ths, we have an improper fraction. We can't use an improper fraction in the way we're going to work this out. So what we've got to do is convert this firstly into a mixed number. So how many 15s go into 22? Well, that is 1, with a difference, with a remainder of 7 15ths. Then, knowing what we have, we can do our 2 add 5 add 1 and 7 15ths. Well, that is 2 add 5 is 7. Add this 1 here is 8. So it's 8 and 7 15ths. And that's all there is to mixed numbers. Again, the only challenge from what you've done before is remembering you have these whole numbers to add. So you've got section A or section B to have a go at. Obviously here, if you do section B, you have a challenge in the sense you've got to work out the perimeter of this triangle by adding 3 mixed numbers together, but the principle is still the same. I have faith in those of you who will go and push yourself on that. Once you've done that, you have your problems here. So you'll think you have all these statements and you need to make them correct using either the equal sign, the greater than, or less than symbol, the inequality signs. Okay, so which is bigger, 3/4 of a half, 3/8, or a half, 3/4 of 3/8. This is a reinforcement activity based on what you've done previous. Obviously to compare, you need those common denominators. Okay, some of them might be more obvious, so you might actually know that here, for example, 1 3/4 or 2.5, which should be fairly obvious straight away, which is bigger, and you don't actually have to convert. But on others, you're going to need to find those common denominators. On your explain, Jack and Whitney have some juice. Jack drinks 2 1/4 litres and Whitney drinks 2 5/12 litres. How much do they drink together? So that's your word problem. What's your key information? And if you're looking at how much do they drink altogether, what are you going to do with those key numbers? But the challenge here is to complete it using 2 different methods. So can you approach it in 2 different ways? There's one way you will definitely know. Can you find another way around it that maybe is your way of doing things? And on the solve, fill in the missing number. So here we have 4 5 6 plus something equals 10 1/3. You need to establish what that missing fraction is by obviously firstly finding those common denominators and then figuring it out from there. So obviously at 10 o'clock meeting, we'll look at this together. If any of you have any questions beforehand, ask away. If not, I look forward to seeing you then. Take care.